Hey YouTube, and welcome to Silent Code Dev. Welcome to day 66 of becoming a front-end developer from zero. We are currently learning JavaScript, and I'm using learnjavascript.online.app. And yeah, we are on numbers. We're gonna continue to work on that. Also, we're still going strong, guys. We're still going strong. I understand that my videos are not gonna be that like exciting for everyone and stuff like that, but I want you guys to know that what's important for me is that I understand JavaScript, right? So I'm gonna take my time with this, and I'm gonna do it my way, right? Because I just have to, as long as I know JavaScript, like I know what I'm doing and the way I'm learning is important, right? So after this, of course, we're gonna build projects again, and but I just want to do this intensively right now. It's late, and yeah, but let's get started. So yeah, so we have this. Also, I have to restart. Yeah, I don't like some of the challenges I've done before, but I need to restart them because I need to get rid of it and do it in this video, right? Okay, so get box width. So complete the function get box width such that it returns the width as a number from the string it receives. Note that the string it receives looks like 50 pixel or 100 pixel, which is used in CSS, whereas the functions should return a number from these strings. Okay, so let's just see index.js. So we have like the measures here, and we are importing the function here, and box one is, and then we have box one value get computed style. That is a function, but where is that function coming from? Oh, width. Okay, so yeah, I guess that's a, I don't know, this is like a, either way, guys, we are getting the width here. All right, so get box width, and it's gonna get it from here. So let's just see what happens. So yeah, we're getting it as a string, so we need to return number value. Okay, so that's wrong. So let's just say return value. So we get it like that. So how are we gonna do this one? Because we need to separate. We can use a substring, right? So we want to get the first one, and that's gonna work. But what if we have another with? Yeah. So this is kind of yeah. See, it's gonna test you. I mean, it's not gonna test. It's gonna get the. But we want to get the. We want to remove the last two, right, or something like that. So we need to do value. we can also use at. Yeah, I have no idea how to do this. Right, it should only return a number. So let's get the hint. Yeah, I know that. We can use an if, you know. Let's view solution. Parse int value 10. Oh. Okay. I didn't know about this. Oh, parse int. Parse int. Okay. I didn't know about that. Did we learn about that one? Let me go back. Oh, we did. Okay. So I need to write that down. You guys see that? I didn't write it down. So that is why I struggle. Because I think last video I was like tired or something. So okay. So now we need to start making like folders too. Because it's starting to become a lot. So numbers. String. So we need to say convert number string to number. We should start to parse int. I generally, so in some scenarios explained below, you'd like to convert from a string to a number. For that you have to use number parse int method. Here is an example. Let string 42 number parse. So this is the string and then the number. So okay, so this is the thing I messed up. So okay, the function name is called number parse int. Yes, it includes number. So number, that is what tripped me up, because I thought like, oh, I know this. This is because there's a global object called number which contains a method called parse int. So the parse int is what I didn't really memorize or write down. So okay, so number, the reason we are using number is because number so number is because number is a global object, contains a property called parse int. So number parse int that expects two parameters. So we can just do this and say number parse int string so the first parameter is this string that you would like to convert into a number, because I've had these challenges before when I code in JavaScript that I get a string that contains a number and characters, right? And I want to only get the number. So I could use parse int to do that. So the first parameter is a string that you would like to convert into a number. The second argument is the radix that will be used in the conversion. So the radix is a base numerical system that you would like to use for most use cases. And now we go. So we need to read about the use cases for converting a string to a number. So what is that? We can do later. So the second parameter is the radix, which is numerical system that we use for it is 10. Okay, so now we have examples, right? There are several reasons why you would like to convert a string to a number. The most common one is when the number is entered by a user in the text box, or the number is being read from the DOM, which is explained later on. So you will see in the next challenge, these values will always be a string, even if the user writes a number. Thus, it is your job to convert it to a number. If you forget to convert a string to a number, you will see that the intended addition is behaving like concatenation. Yeah, we know this. So the number parse in method will try to convert the string it receives into a number. The string starts with a number and ends with a non-numeric values, and this is what I missed. So number parse int. So this is the entire string, and you have the radix, which is 10, and it's only going to give you back the number, right? And it's gonna dismiss like only numerical values, right? So this is what I needed. So I should have used parsing here. All right, but now I know this, guys, and if you watch the previous video, you can see I was tired. I was just kind of rushing it. So okay, variations. I just gotta check I ordered something, so I need to check. I've thought about live streaming, guys, but I'm like, I would get distracted. So that's why I don't do it. Yeah. Okay, so operation. So as you might expect, numbers can be multiplied and divided. We've already done an example of multiplication at the beginning of the course using the multiply operator. For divisions, you need to use the slash operator. So division reminder. You can also use the reminder operator percentage, which returns the division reminder. Here's an example. So 8 divided by 2, the remaining of 8, 2 is 0, because 2 goes in 8, right? 2, 4, 6, 8. 7 divided by 2, it's going to give you, the remainder will be 1, right? Because 2 goes only 6, right? So there's a 1 left. So it's also called the modulo or modulus, something like that. Yeah. Okay. So I know about this one. I need to know this one. So number methods. So we're gonna say number methods. So while there are some other methods you could call on numbers, they are not very commonly used. What is commonly used, however, is the math object, right? So what is common used is the math object, which contains methods such as min, max, round. Okay, so we're gonna do this. So math dot round rounds a number to the nearest whole number, and math floor always floors or round the number to integer. Math.seal. Yeah, so math floor always rounds down, and math seal always seals, right? It refers to the method, to the math object that, floor is down, seal is up, right? So rounds up to the number, the next higher integer. Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna restart, right? When I restart, I don't look at the solution, I look away. And I have to do this until we get to the place where I didn't do anything, right? So yeah. So get division reminder by 2. So complete the function get division reminder by 2 such that it returns the division reminder of the number it receives by 2. This means that what it should return the division reminder by 2. but it should return the division right here too. So this challenge will further be developed into a small app that shows whether the number is even or odd in a future chapter. Okay. Yeah, so we enter number and then division reminder by 2 is, so we can do return number. So if I do like 10, 8, 7 should give 1, 5 should give 1. Okay, I just try to do something fancy. Yeah. Okay, guys, we got it. Okay, so chapter recap. Nice work. You're slowly but surely learning JavaScript. Have you noticed that we're using semicolons in our code? Semicolons are optional in JavaScript. You can disable whether you use or not. The reason why they exist. Notify it once you deploy. Okay, so chapter recap. Convert from a number to a string, value to string. Nan stands for not a number. Nan is often sign of bug, right? We know that. This is the important one. I don't know. I don't think we need to know about nan because I know nan is not a number, and I know that it has. Whenever you get nan, there's usually a bug, an issue that you haven't done, right? Yeah, we got it. Features. Okay, we don't need to do that. So, yeah, now we have variables. So we're gonna do. I want to rename it. Okay, so there are 2 ways to define a variable in JavaScript. Let's take a look at the differences between let and const. So let, so the first time you define a variable, you have to prefix it with let. Let's make an example. So let's let name equals Sam, console name. So this defines a variable called name with the value of Sam. The next time you would like to use that variable, you reference it by its name. You only use the let keyword for declaration. So variables defined with let can be reassigned later on. Another example with numbers. This is especially useful when you want to create a variable that needs to be incremented, decremented, such as a counter, const. So variables defined with const cannot be reassigned. This means you can use them only once when defining the variable. Here's an example. Yeah, we know that. Yeah, I don't know if I should write. Yeah, I know these things, right? I know let is like can be reassigned. Const is kind of be a reassigned, but it's not immutable, right? You can change things. Like if you have const and you have an object, you can change values within the object, but you can't change the data type, which is an object, right? So yeah, but here it says, how do you decide if you're going to use let or const? So the general rule is easy. Always go with const until you realize that you need to be able to reassign a variable later on, then switch to let. Yeah, but as you will see later on, yeah, I get that one. So a thorough explanation of why you should avoid var is available towards the end of the course. And we need to restart. So define a variable. Also, I'm doing this because I will put this on a playlist, right? So if you're new to JavaScript, you can like follow along. Even though my videos might not be the most engaging, but who cares, right? Okay, so define a variable called count with an original value of 0, and then increment it, add 1 to it, and then on the following line. So let's see. Okay, so let count 0, and then we're gonna do count equals 1. Okay, and restart. Age limit. So define a variable age limit. So we're gonna use const because it's a cannot be resigned and give it the value of 18. Age limit. Okay, so chapter recap. So defining variables will allow us to work more. Blah, blah, blah. So variables with defined with let and const are block scope. This will be explained time we encounter a block inside a function. All right. Now we have 5 conditions. So yeah. Alright guys, that's it. I'm going to go again. Videos are very short because I don't have much time, which is unfortunate, I know, but this is how I'm able to be consistent, right? Like sometimes I can do a lot, other times I can't, which frustrates me, but you know, it is what it is. So thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoy this. Peace.